Hey friends, Yvonne here. It is Saturday night. I am in my pajamas. I'm giving you an update for those of you who are making the double wedding ring and who are sewing along with us using templates. So if you're not using the ruler and you're using templates, I'm going to go ahead and make a separate series of videos just for you so that you know what's going on. So yes, I have my comfy little house coat on Saturday night, and so let me show you what you need to get started. First, you need to go to the website. So if you go to www.jellyrollclub.com and you click on double wedding ring, you're going to see what everybody else can see. It has example projects, it has dates for in-person and virtual, and it has an extended size guide. That is for the people who are using the ruler. If you are not using the ruler, then you're going to need a template. So, if you go to the website and you click under resources, then you go to another page. That page has templates on there. So if you cannot find the quick curve ruler or you are using templates because that's how you feel more comfortable sewing, then I'm going to be showing you a series of videos on how to sew along and make this table runner down here at the bottom. So as you can see, this table runner has 3 rings. This is what I'm going to show you how to make using the templates. There is an entire size guide, so if you want to know how many pieces you need for an entire quilt, I have that for you. It's right there on my website. So you can see anything from a wall hanging to baby to lap, twin, and even king. It tells you how many pieces of each type to cut out, and I'm going to have those labeled for you and ready to go. So I'm going to close this out because you don't need that. So for the people using templates, I'm going to show you how to make a 3-ring table runner. And you can see that right there. Mine will be made out of some batiks, some bright batiks, and some gray fabric because I'm going to use it on my table. But I'm going to be using the templates. When you open the template, it should open like this. When you hit print, it should be 100% is what it should say on your printer. So when you click on it, you will need 2 pages. So you will need template part 1, which is a half of a block. And then you will need page 2, which has an arc wedge, a right and a left, and a 2.5-inch square. You also need an inside arc. So this is what you need. Make sure that you measure that square, and if it measures 1 inch, then you know that your templates are going to be correct and they're going to sew up perfectly. So go ahead and get those printed, and I'll see you in just a minute to show you how to get started. Hey everybody, this is Yvonne. I'm going to show you how to use the templates that are on the website in order to get started for class 1. So let's look at what we have here. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to measure the 1-inch square. And so you can take a ruler and just lay it on there. And if it fits exactly in the 1-inch square, which that one does, that means this template is the correct size. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take some freezer paper. So some plastic coated freezer paper from Reynolds Wrap. And I just have a big box. And you're going to cut out pieces of freezer paper that are big enough to fit inside each of those pieces. And you're going to trace those pieces with a Sharpie. So I just use a Sharpie and I trace them. You can use this multiple times. So you don't have to trace as many. You can use it maybe 5 or 6 times. I always label them like AW or arc wedge. That lets me know what piece I'm talking about. So you're going to need a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 arc wedges. It's up here at the top. And then you're also going to need a right and a left, which are these pieces here. Don't forget to trace your inside arc from the bottom. So you're going to need one of those, and I've already traced these. And then you have a 2.5-inch square which I just use these little small Omni Grid or the Creative Grid 2.5-inch square to cut those out. I don't bother using my templates. And that's all you need to get started. Let me show you the next step. The next step is getting your background fabric. In this case, I'm using this blue fabric. And you can go ahead and take, for example, this inside arc, and I'm going to press it with a hot dry iron. So I'm going to take and just press it right side up, and of course that sticks. So I set that aside to cool for a second before I cut that out. My next step is deciding what fabrics I want to use. So I have a huge stack of jelly rolls here, and so I'm going to pick a couple that I really like. I think this red one is really pretty, and so I'm going to take my arc wedge that I have here. I'm going to trim it a little bit so that it fits right on there, but this does not leave a sticky residue, so you don't have to worry about that leaving a sticky residue. And I'm just going to take that arc wedge and I'm going to lay it down onto my jelly roll strip, and then I'm just going to press it. Again, I'm going to let it cool, but I can take a little snip here and just set it aside. So there's one of my arc wedges. This inside arc is ready. It's cooled down enough for me to cut. So I'm going to just take it and I'm going to go ahead and cut that arc wedge. This is going to be the fabric for my background. I'm just going to trim around that. And so I have an arc wedge. I also want a different color. So in addition to this pretty red, I think I want to do this nice aqua. And so I start setting my pieces over here. This is very relaxing, so this is a great thing to do when you're watching something like a football game. This is a little bit of work that you can set on a TV tray and just set it in your lap. You will not be pressing as you sew. This is the only time that you will press your fabric. So you will not press if you're using templates until the entire quilt top is finished. So you'll press these pieces, but this is the only time you will press. And so you're gonna get your arc wedges ready. You need a total of 4. So then I have to pick 2 more fabrics. And I think I'd like to try this cute little green fabric right here. I think this green is nice. So I'm gonna pick this green. I'm going to just trim it down so that it doesn't hang off of my jelly roll. Move this out of the way. Lay this green down. Give it a little press. Hold it for just a few seconds. And lift. Then I have 2, 3, and then I want to use a pink. So I'm going to pick this delightful pink, and so that's going to be my last arc wedge. Same thing, just going to give it a little trim. I'm going to lay that down, and so you're just picking out your pieces that you want to use. And so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 arc wedges for my left and my right. So I have a left and a right, and they're going to go like this. My left and my right are going to go like this. So now I need to find 2 pieces of fabric for this, and I think I want to use probably another color I haven't used yet. So Let me think. Perhaps this little itty bitty print here, so I'm just going to trim it. And it fits right on the edge of that. And then I'm going to give it a trim. So I have my right, that's going to fit right there. And of course, don't worry if you drew it upside down or something like that. That's just how it goes. In this case, I'm going to use this fabric here. It's like a little bit of a white. I think that'll look nice. So I'm going to take my final piece, which is my left wedge, and I'm just going to give it a little trim. I'm going to lay that left wedge down, give it a little press. And now I know that I have all of the pieces I need. I have my right, my left, and my arc wedges from my first complete arc. And I know that I have this piece right here. For an inside arc. So now I know that I am ready with everything I need for the start of class. And that's what you're bringing to class with you.